Okay, let's see what we can do with this one. This one's quite small. It's something I've never seen. It's not the kind of wrapper I've ever seen. It's a funny looking wrapper. It's probably a product that comes from overseas, or most things are made overseas anyway. What can I say? Foreign owned, foreign made. Australian manufacturing has mostly gone offshore, unfortunately. Sorry folks, it's disappointing, but hey, we can't help that. Businesses are getting greedy, trying to find cheap sources of labour overseas. Like China, of course, makes most plastic things and manufactures most things like electronics and shit like that. It's like, fuck, we need fucking manufacturing, but anyway, that's just the way the old cookie crumbles, I'm afraid. I can't do nothing about it. Just watched over, as time goes by, all these companies, these big companies, selling off to foreign interests or making things in foreign countries. It's just so awful. But what can we do? There's nothing we can fucking do about it. So I don't know what this is. Hang on, have I got everything set up? I'm just trying to think if I have. But anyway, what do we got? I don't know what the fuck this is. I think it smells a bit like chocolate, I suspect. It's hard to tell. Anyway, it's called Dame. Actually, we're not going to use yellow. Oh, fuck, I thought I dropped it. We're not going to use yellow because we've already got yellow on there. So we're going to find another colour for our background colour. So we're just going to scroll through and we're just going to find another colour because yellow is too much the same. So we're just going to chuck in green and let's see how we go. We're going to make it into a movement demo, but I don't know where the fuck this is manufactured. There's not even a manufacturing. It obviously comes in a packet and the manufacturer's name location is probably on the actual packet or where this comes in. This looks like it just comes in of course, it's only a small sweet. You wouldn't expect this to be sold like a Mars bar, for example. It comes in a bag, like a share bag. So, I don't know, I never heard of the name Dame. I suspect that's how it's pronounced. I don't know where, I should look it up on, I could probably Google it if it's worth Googling, but anyway, that looks quite interesting. So it says Dame. There's a little bit of green, I can just see a tiny touch of green in the background, that's quite nice, and there's rainbow colours. This looks like a good little master copy, so we're just going to get rid of this Dame. I found it not far from where I live, on the ground of course, like a lot of things I find, and we're just going to make this into a four-way mirror image. So just going to put that on the glass like so, and we're just going to drop the zoom down to, how we're going to put it down to 100. Anyway, this looks interesting anyway, what we've got. Dame. Never heard of Dame before. Dame, I'm pretty sure it's chocolate. I could just barely, if I'm not imagining things, make out a smell of chocolate. So I think it's chocolate. I don't know, it's a mystery. Never heard of it. It's a fascinating name for... No, we're not going there. Copy density, we're just going to chuck it in the middle. And the colour balance, going to add some black for a change to make it a bit more bold. And let's see if we... Now we've just got to press this and see what happens. Dame. Sounds like a word for a female, a dame, like a great dame. A dame is like some kind of like royal sort of a name, like a knighthood name, a dame. Dame Edna Everage is another use of the word dame. So I don't know what this is as a lolly, or I think it's chocolate. So it's basically, I think it's chocolate. I suspect strongly it's chocolate. But it's a funny name. It's an unexpected sort of a name, and it's not spelt D-A-M-E like Dame Edna Everage, or it's not like Dame as in a knighthood name for a female. Yeah. So let's see how we go. Stabilising image normally does that. It's typical Konica Minolta machine behaviour. Even the old machines used to do it. So, like my old C353 or the old C280 at Manly, where I used to go a while back and get up to so much mischief on their equipment, and they just got sick of me and they didn't want me to do it anymore after a while. Surprise, surprise. I was doing all sorts of funny shit with their equipment. And basically they didn't after a while they just got sick of me. I think the customers might have found me a bit obnoxious or a bit, yeah, I did some pretty shitty, not shitty, but some pretty funny stuff. I think, yeah, funny sounds like a good word. So I did some really funny shit on their equipment. Some people, I think, complained about my raucous behaviour. Well, Mrs. Atkins, the school librarian I knew when I was at high school, when I started getting into photocopiers, she used to tell me my behaviour was like, what's the word? She called it histrionics. She didn't like my histrionics in the library, and I used to get thrown out of the school library on a regular basis, even though I was copier monitor. I used to just get up to so much mischief, and the librarian had no other choice but to throw me out. But it was my idea that I became copier monitor. It wasn't her idea, and she just accepted it grudgingly, I think. But I love to remember those days, even though I'm happy. I'm looking forward to a bright future. I still treasure the days of the old school library and everything, when I just began my photocopier adventures. But anyway, that looks interesting. I can't say I really like it, but it is interesting. Oh well, gotta go.